Welcome to Math 25 and Friday of week 4. We're at the study session talking about some of the problems from the 10 exercises at the end of the food prep topic. Number 8 and 9 are a two-part problem. We're preparing a large meal and we have to make the meal for 60 people. And someone has given us 3 recipes to use: a cauliflower soup, a spinach rice casserole, and a dinner rolls. And to make this realistically complicated for being in a restaurant, then the recipes aren't all originally aimed at the same number of servings. The cauliflower soup made too few servings, the dinner rolls made too many servings, and so on. So you have to adjust all the different ingredients, and then at the very end, use the price list to find out the total price for all the recipes once they have been scaled to the right amount. So we're not going to do all of this on the board. It would take way too long, but we're going to do 2 items. Let's look at the cauliflower and let's look at the eggs. And if you can do both of those, then you can just mimic that to do all the other things. So the cauliflower soup needs 5 pounds of cauliflower for 8 servings. I'm going to grab that and put it on the next slide. So there's several steps that we have going on here. First, we're going to say that the recipe size was 5 pounds for 8 servings. We need to change that to how much we actually want. So the desired size we wanted 60 servings, 60 people. So what number goes here? How do we know how many pounds to do things? We can set up a proportion. So 5 pounds with 8 servings is one situation. On the other side of the proportion, if pounds is on top, pounds has to stay on top. If servings is on the bottom, servings has to stay on the bottom. We want 60 servings, so what we need to solve for is the pounds. Y times 8 is 5 times 60. So y times 8, 6 times 5 is 30 with another 0. We need to divide both sides by 8 to get y by itself. And your calculator will say we need 37.5 pounds. Now that desired size is what we're going to put in our pot. We also need how much to shop for. Cauliflower needs some trimming. There's a yield percent for cauliflower. If we only shopped for the amount we just found, we wouldn't have enough. We would trim some and then there'd be too little and we'd be sad. So let's look for the yield percents for cauliflower. It's 60%. So that means that we have to take our 37.5 pounds divide it, remember we divide by the yield percents, we're using them backwards, by 0.6, because 60% is 0.6 with Rip Block. left out of percent. And when we do 37.5 divided by 0.6, we get 62.5. Then finally, cauliflower cost $1.01 per pound. So we will take the amount we needed to shop for, multiply it by $1.01, and get $63.13. Okay, to the people here live, any questions on that page? So there were basically 4 steps. Right? We go from the recipe to the desired size, the desired size to the shop for size, and then actually there's 3 steps. I lied, 3 steps, and then multiply it by the price. Okay, next we're going to do the eggs, which is a little different. Okay, it begins similarly, that we have our recipe size. What color did I highlight with? Green. So we need 5 large eggs. For 8, no, not 8 servings. Now we're at 120 servings. Lots of rolls. What we want to cook with is 60 servings, half as many. I could set up a proportions, but I'm just going to look at this and say, I want half as many. I can divide by 2. So instead of 5 eggs, we want 2.5 eggs. Now, that seems wrong. Is it really only 5 eggs? I forgot. We also need 20 eggs. I picked a complicated one and didn't mean to. We need eggs for the spinach rice casserole also. So yeah, let's do that. Oops. I messed up. I don't want to do the 2.5 only because that's like only part of the problem. So we also need, how do I organize this? Let's put that on another page. Okay, so we're doing great, nothing wrong. We found we need 2.5 eggs for the rolls. That's just not all we need eggs for. We also need eggs for the casserole. So in the recipe, we had 20 eggs for 20 servings. We want to make 60 servings. So we're going to need 60 eggs, 1 per serving. You could also say, oh, I'm multiplying by 3. Okay, now let's put it together with the previous one. So for both recipes, we won't need the 60 here and the 2.5 here. And we're going to round up because we can't have half an egg. So 63 eggs. Now you might think, I can't go shopping for exactly 63 eggs. This is a bunch of baloney. But the restaurant is doing other things too. So we're just pricing what we need for this recipe and we're assuming that there's a steady flow of eggs through the restaurant and it's not only for this one meal. Okay, now with eggs, there's no yield percent. This stuff we did over here, we don't have to worry about. When you buy an egg, you put the whole egg in your pot. There's no trimming, there's no waste. So we can skip that step and go right to the red step. So let's look at it and say, eggs cost $2.75 per dozen. And now I have something that's not quite fitting. That I want 63 eggs, but my price is per dozen. So first let's fidget with the price. We'll take the 275 and divide that by the 12. And that will give us the price for 1 egg instead of 12 eggs. So it gives us about 23 cents. And again, we don't expect we're actually buying 1 egg at a time. We're just pricing things as the eggs are coming through the restaurant. So then we'll take the 63 eggs, multiply them by the 275. I'm sorry, not the 275, 23. And we get $14.44. And as someone says in chat, yes, it doesn't matter in this particular case if you multiplied first and then divided by 12, you would get the same thing on your calculator. So we've done 2 parts of this. We've done the cauliflower and we've done the combined eggs from both recipes. And they were complicated in different ways, but there we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording, but you can still ask